Alright guys, so now I have this. This is what I call my Barbarian War Club. It is a homemade weapon. I made it all by myself. So basically, how I made this was I was at my grandparents' cabin one day, and I I started off by hacking away at it with an axe, because this is made of a very hard wood. I think it's called tiger wood. But I mean, it's pretty hard, and so I started off, I hacked away at it with an axe, and then I took my craftsman whittling knife. I believe I did a review on that, and I sort of, like whittled out like the shavings from the axe, like the axe marks, the axe line, and I whittled it down. And you guys have seen me smash a water bottle with this in a past video. Now before then, like, there was more wood or more material on the handle here, and since then I whittled it down, and that's actually made it much easier to wield. I think it's still off. I may whittle it down some more, but the problem was, and still kind of is, that the width of the handle, like, your fingers don't wrap around it very easily, and therefore it's like a strain on your wrists when you use it. So that's one thing. But other than that, I think it's a pretty great weapon. I believe, it's very hard, it's heavy. I believe beyond a doubt it could crush a skull. As you can see, there's like this notch right here. There's this notch right here. Those two notches right there. If that hit you, that's getting like a lot of power in a more concentrated area. A flat surface, you can see around the edge. Also, if you hold it like this, it's bent, it's curved in, so getting someone right there would definitely score some big hits. And you can see there's even still bark on there that's really hard. So this is definitely not going to break anytime soon, and the wood is just so big and thick. You can hit just about anything with it, it wouldn't break. Another thing about the handle is you'll notice that it gets wider again in the back, and that acts almost as like a pommel, which is necessary with a weapon this big and heavy, that it's there because it can keep your hand from slipping off really well, which is good because when you can barely wrap your hand around it, and like the momentum, the weight pulls, it makes things a bit difficult. Also, as far as the look of it, it looks pretty, like in a rustic, like club, something a barbarian would wield, or in like fantasy movies, like a goblin or a troll or something of that nature, so pretty rustic. I'm pretty proud of making it personally. If you guys want to try and follow in my footsteps, obviously yours would be a bit different, but it's still a pretty cool thing to have. It's just a great club. I like it. I call it my Barbarian War Club. My inspiration for this probably was, at church. We had this bowling pin. We used to have this bowling pin downstairs in our youth group, and occasionally we'd be like pretend fighting, and we'd wield it. We'd grab it by like the shorter end, and we'd like swing it. And I realized, that thing is really big, heavy, and hard. Like, you could definitely like crush someone's skull with that, I'm sure. And I wanted something to be somewhat similar to that as like a club weapon, so I put this together, and this, I'd say, is definitely a lot better. And just, I like it. If you're one of my cousins, you might remember when I made this. You might remember saying it's crappy, but I improved upon it an awful lot. Since then, obviously, by just whittling more, and I might whittle even more down. So, yep, that's all for my Barbarian War Club. Maybe some of you guys will be inspired to make something like that yourself, maybe not, and I'll feature Zane.